Welcome to Contrast, our Bible study on the letter of James. Growing up, my family and I had a Sharp color TV. Yeah, remember that brand Sharp? Yeah, that's how it was. As a child, I was very curious, a very curious individual. And I'll never forget the day where I was curious about a TV. So I was trying to figure out how a TV worked. Seeing people inside of that box in color amazed me. How is it possible? How did they fit it all in there? I had to find out. So I went behind the TV, behind the TV stand, and in the process, I pushed that Sharp TV to the ground from the TV stand. Yes, I did. My dad was not happy, to say the least. My brother's mind and mine was blown away in 1987 when our dad brought home a small black TV, black and white TV. It was a portable TV. Do you remember those little square like that, this long? It was this little thing. And we're so excited. I remember Dad put it on the table, and my brother and I, we were sitting there, sitting around, waiting to watch whatever it was that was going to pop up on those screens. Dad plugged it on the plug-in and pulled the antenna up, and boom, there it was. There was a fuzzy black and white picture. We had mixed feeling about it though. We were pumped because it was a portable TV in the 80s. That was an amazing thing, and we could watch TV outside if necessary, but we were a little disappointed though, because the picture that it showed, it was a black and white picture. See, TV has been entertaining us since 1920. During the early days of television, image quality was relatively poor. Television sets had small screens, limited resolution, and lacked contrast. The displays were typically black and white, and because of this, contrast was not a major concern at this stage. TV didn't have a lot of technology to it. Color was introduced to TV in the 50s, and the transition from black and white to color television was added a new dimension to image quality, which brought the desire for more contrast in our TVs. Seeing a higher contrast ratio means that the TV can display darker blacks and brighter whites, improving the overall picture quality. Contrast is a concept used to highlight the differences between two or more things. Contrast can be used to tell a story, to create a better composition, to create a sense of unease, to create a sense of peace, to draw attention to the focal point. And nothing like a good old TV to teach us about the importance of contrast. The letter of James is a high contrast letter, making crystal clear to everyone the kind of lifestyle God has planned for His people. By communicating that whatever lifestyle you partake on, your heart is at the center of it all, leading you to a life of indulgence, doubtless, pride, uncertainty, or a life of determination, firmness, humility, stability, being ready for the coming of the Lord Jesus. In the last chapter of the letter, James makes this very clear statement which highlights his heart, his motivation, the motive, and the intention of his heart towards the letter. This is what he says in James chapter 5, verse 8. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord Jesus is at hand. The Greek word "sterizo" means to establish permanently, stand fixed. It seems like James is concerned with the firmness, stability, foundation of the human heart. The human heart in relation and in preparation for the coming of the Lord Jesus. This statement from James makes it clear that his attention is focused on the central need of humanity, a fixed heart. A heart capable of overcoming any adversity by its strong resolution, determination, and persistence to remain intact for the coming of the Lord Jesus. James, throughout his letter, he is faithfully warning his readers. You and I, by contrast, a fixed heart with a heart that falls to the old enemy of inconsistency. There is no contrast in heaven. Come closer to me. Let me tell you this statement one more time. There is no contrast in heaven. Contrast is done here on earth. It is here that we get to choose our contrast ratio. More light or more dark? Do you have a crystal clear picture for what your life ought to look like? It's your choice to make. Through this study, we will learn from James' art of contrast to gain a better picture of what a fixed heart looks like, leading us to being prepared to face and overcome any adversity this world will bring to us, followers of Jesus. Or, James reminds us, blessed is the man or woman who remains steadfast under trial. For when he or she has stood the test, he or she will receive the crown of life which God has promised to those who love him.